Fine Arts. They're going to talk about their program Beyond the Spectrum. I just gave out the handout for them. If you didn't get the handout, they're up here on the stage, or if you want to raise your hand, I'll bring you one, okay?
Hi everyone. Here? So my name's Dorothy. I work at the Museum of Fine Arts in Boston. And I just wanted to tell you a little bit about the program, a program called Beyond the Spectrum, and it's a fairly new program, and we're slowly growing. So Beyond the Spectrum is, it happens once a month on Saturdays from 10:30 to 12 p.m. And the program is really an activity for kids at the MFA. It happens at the museum, and first the instructors will do a guided tour of objects from the collection. Usually we pick 3 or 4 objects, and it's always around a specific theme. So for example, the activity that we're doing on May 4th, so that's next week on Saturday, will be about masks. And we have lots of great objects in the collection. They're going to be looking at masks from different cultures. And then after the mini guided tour, we go back in the workshop studio and we'll do a craft activities with the kids. And so next week they were going to create their own masks. And then the participants can take their artwork home to exhibit or to store. You never know, they might become great artists one day. You might want to hold on to their first piece of art. You can also, after the activity, stay in the museum and just visit on your own time. So I should say, so this program was designed specifically for kids who are on the spectrum. The activities that we do generally at the MFA, we have an accessibility department. They work very hard at making all of our programs accessible and all inclusive, but this is kind of a more, an introduction to the space of the MFA, what it's like to be in a museum. It's a good way for your kids to familiarize themselves with the space. And we're just a little bit more flexible than other programs. Our instructors, our main instructor is called Emily. She's really great. They've all done training. We have things like we have maps of quiet rooms, quiet galleries in the museum where you can go to kind of, have a space that's a little quieter. Sometimes the museum gets busy. Also, one thing that we do that we have had good response to is a few days before the activity, we'll send a social story, and that's a slideshow that you can look at that will have images of the instructor and a very clear outline of the tour. So you'll have like specific time, like when we will start. Step 1, we'll see this piece of art, then this piece of art, and it's got a lot of pictures of the art that we're going to be looking at, and the picture of the space, like the entrance of the museum, and then you put your bags and coats in the cloakroom. So it's a way to relieve anxiety, and it's a great way to prepare for the visit. So the instructors, there's always 2 instructors, so a little bit more people, for the amount of participants. And we're always very open to suggestions from parents. We're just more flexible. So I know that you've all received a handout, and for those who just arrived from the MFA, talking about the Beyond the Spectrum program. So all the information that you need is on this handout, but I will just say that tickets must be purchased in advance, online. And since our activities are on Saturdays, you need to buy your ticket the Wednesday of that week, before the Wednesday. At 1 p.m. we have to close the ticket sale. The ticket is, so per child it's $8.50, but that includes their admission, and 1 adult is admitted for free. So parents or caregivers can come in the museum too. So on the handout there's also my email, so feel free to email or call with any question. We're happy to answer. And also in the audience we've got a couple of regulars, so I don't know if Justin is around, or actually Susan can speak to.
I just want to say, I'm trying everything as many of you parents have in Boston. best programs I've ever taken my daughter to. The instructors are very well trained. They send a social story ahead of time. It's a great group of kids. They're from all over the area, so not just from Boston. And it's really worth it. It's a nice way to spend a Saturday morning once a month. So I think it's a great program, and thank you.
Thank you. So, yes? Oh, I should say the age range between 7 and 12, 6.5, that could work. Again, there's small groups or more flexible, but definitely not under 6.5 or 7, just for the activities also that we plan. And also you'll be with them, so you can help them. Yeah, so feel free to email me with any questions, and I hope to see you at the museum. I don't know if, Justin, you want to add something? I know Wes is always very excited to visit us.
My name's Justin Palmer. I'm on the board, and my son Wesley and I have been participating in Beyond the Spectrum for, I guess, 2 years now, second season. And it's just the greatest thing. I can't say enough to encourage you to come. Susan and her daughter have also been doing this. If your child has, if you're not interested in art, if you don't care about art, don't worry about it. If you don't know anything about art, if your child has any kind of interest in drawing or painting or, just playing with stuff, you owe it to them to bring them to the program because it's just really wonderful. The instructor, we've grown and now we have instructors, and they're just very, very good at taking the kids at their own pace, asking some simple questions, looking at a couple or 2 or 3 pieces of art in the museum. It's nothing overwhelming. And then after they go and look at a couple of pieces, they go back to the lab and they create stuff. And it's just a really wonderful way to spend a Saturday morning.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Don.